What's up, y'all? This is Caleb Maryland with Keeping It PC, and today I'm with Mr. 3K himself, John Hebert. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
I'm great. So, right out the gate, my first question is, did you think you were going to rush for 3,000 yards this season?
I mean, no. If I'm being perfectly honest, no. I mean, I was hoping to do great, obviously. Like, I was pumped up. We got a new OC, and his mentality was heavy run. Like, we're going to run the ball. And so I was pumped. Like, I was going to be getting the rock a lot this year. But, I mean, yeah, 3K was like, that's like a dream come true. That's like something that, I don't know, it's amazing. So, but, I mean, it was tough. It was tough. Like, I just kept doing my job every game, and it just like kept getting better and better. So
Yeah, a lot of running backs don't really do that. So as the games were progressing, when did you realize, like, dang, I'm getting like a whole bunch of yards each and every game?
Yeah, I mean, I would say about 4 games in when we started our district games.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends showed me like the leaderboard of Texas, and he's like, "Dude, you're at the top here," and I was like, "Holy!" I wasn't even realizing that. And then, because I wasn't really paying attention to my stats at that point, and then I went back and looked what I had done during the games, and I was like, "Holy! If I keep this up, I could really
records,
stay up top there." Yeah.
And with that, you gotta get a lot of carries. What was the toll it took on your body?
Yeah, definitely towards the end of the season, especially at Kingwood or where we lost. It's just like I could feel my legs like warming up. We had light practices before playoffs, and my legs at the game they were tired. Like even before we started playing, I felt it. But I mean it wasn't too bad. I was still able to run and make decent plays, but it was definitely a lot. It was definitely a lot.
And what would you do to like keep your body stable, like healthy? Because a lot of people after certain games, their whole body's beat up. Next week they're still feeling a little worn down. So what would you do to stay healthy?
Yeah. So we have practice the Saturday morning after our games every day. So or every week, and so I'll get to Strake. I'll get to our school, and I'll just hop in the ice bath for like 15 minutes usually. And then if I need to get like roll out, I'll roll out. I'll stretch. And then then we just do our recovery lifts, and then do some jogs around the field, and I mean that's about it after the games. My dad is always getting on to me about taking care of my body, and I don't think I did a great job of that. I probably should have been doing more, but yeah, that's about all I did during the season. So
okay,
yeah.
And during the season, let's say game before playoffs, right? When your body's taking that toll, all them rushing yards coming through, what was your mindset going into the playoffs?
My mindset was we got one of the best teams this school's ever seen. So we have a chance to really make our stamp on the history here. And so obviously I was feeling my body, but I was just like, I got to keep this up. Like the playoffs are so fun. Like, yeah. So it's going to be a great time. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and like we can really make history here. So,
and from watching your film, I seen that you got some speed on you. I wasn't really expecting that. So, what events do you run in track?
The 100 and 400, and those relays, 4x1, 4x4, and yeah. So that's about it.
How long have you been running track for?
Since freshman. Oh, actually, in middle school. I started in 6th grade, but like seriously in high school since
high school.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said you just got a new OC this year. So what's the difference between this OC and the old OC?
Yeah. So last year, our old OC, talking about the scheme at least, was heavy pass.
Heavy pass.
We ran the ball. A little bit, but we were more focused on passing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this new OC, he came from Fulshire. He like run the rock. Like 3rd and long, we're gonna run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like So basically that was the biggest shift, just like from pass the ball, do all these like random pass schemes, like try to get it, like all this stuff, and just like focusing in on we're just gonna pound the ball down your throat. And like I really liked it. I mean, I love the shift, because with a heavy run offense, you're really like asserting your dominance over another team.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest shift, where he was like, we're the hammer, we're pounding that nail, we're the ones bringing the hit every single play. And so I love that shift.
And with that shift, because everyone thinks different, how do you think that affected the team overall?
I think it was definitely a positive effect. I think last year we were like physical, we were into it and all, but like with the change, with this new OC coming in, we really bought into the mentality that we're gonna bring the hit every single play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the biggest thing. Just like that's what you need in football. You need to be the aggressor every single time. And so I think the new OC did a great job. Coach Noonan, shout out. I think he did a great job for that, like doing that. So
okay. And a lot of coaches coach very differently. So how did that new offensive coordinator bring that fire to help pump y'all up before every games and practices coming in?
Yeah, so he'd be on the field with us during practice, like yelling at us, obviously, all this stuff. But I really, really saw that fire that you're talking about when we scrimmaged Cy Fair.
Mm-hmm.
He was calling the plays from the sideline, and we were just about to start like our live period, where we would run 10, 12 plays of offense, and then they'd run 12 plays of offense. Mm-hmm. And so we had run the ball a couple times, and then he came onto the field because we had been doing it all right, and then we just stopped. And he came onto the field, was like yelling at us, like shoving us, like hitting our heads and stuff. And like this was totally foreign to us because we weren't used to that type of stuff, and we loved it. I mean, he was like slamming his head into our helmet, getting us pumped up. He was just like going crazy. Yeah, it was wild. But then like that's when we really like, all right, this is different. This is the fire that he wants us to have.
So you feel like he kind of showed another side of coaching that y'all haven't been able to see.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
John, there's a lot of talk about the difference between private school football, and public school football. A lot of people say that private school football, they don't really face the same amount of competition. They don't go against these certain players. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, at Strake, I mean, we are a private school, but we play 6A UIL football. So we're playing all the public schools that even y'all play. So, I mean, yeah, that they just don't do their research, I guess. Think we're playing in taps, but it's just no, like we play legit UIL 6A. So,
what are some of the teams that you played this year?
We played Euless Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
We played Fulshire High School. We played at the A-Leaf schools. I don't know if you know them. We played Tompkins in the playoffs, and Kingwood also in the playoffs there, I think in North Shores District.
Mm-hmm. So that's two teams who made it to round 4. So y'all definitely do play some dogs. Kingwood and Fulshire. Well, no, Fulshire was round 3. That's my mistake. Yeah. We played Tacita round 4. But with that, does that bring another fire into you? Like, knowing people are always going to have something to say even after the season you just had?
Yeah, I would say a little bit. I love being the underdog and people thinking like, oh, y'all are just private school, or oh, y'all aren't that good, all this stuff. But I mean, most of the time I just try to stay in my focused. I just try to stay in my own head and just don't kind of shut that stuff out during the season.
Mm-hmm. And watching you play, who do you say you model your game after?
I would say hands down Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, I've looked up to Christian McCaffrey as long as I've been watching football. Mm-hmm. So him, and also a little bit Jahmyr Gibbs. I really like Jahmyr Gibbs.
What's one part of each of their game that you try and copy or take while you're playing?
Yeah, so for Christian McCaffrey, his explosiveness
mm-hmm.
is because that's the main thing I always try to work on, is getting more explosive. And so just watching his film, watching him just make a cut, and immediately he's already at top speed. And so I really try to work on that. Look at his film to watch that, and Jahmyr Gibbs just so his overall athleticism. I mean, he's a dog. He's like his speed, his cuts. I mean, it's everything about him. I just love watching Jahmyr Gibbs.
So, at a private school, what are the locker room vibes like? The music, how y'all prepare. What are y'all's vibes?
Yeah, so the locker room vibes, they're before a game, for example, we'll be playing music in there, but there won't be much talking. We'll just be getting ourselves ready for the game, getting our stuff on, focusing up. And then when we start walking out, that's when we really get hyped. We're getting into it. We're getting ready for the game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, is there like a certain music that y'all are allowed to listen to or not allowed? Because
Yeah, no, yeah. So obviously, yeah, being a Catholic private school, we aren't allowed to listen to anything with cuss words in it in the locker room. So we'll just be playing clean. Usually it's clean rap,
okay.
and yeah, we'll just be getting into it. Yeah.
And before y'all's games, do y'all have like a group prayer or do y'all go do your own individual thing? What's that process like?
Yeah. So after we go warm up on the field, we'll all come back and we'll get in our locker room and we'll kind of be sitting in our own position groups, locking in, and then our coach will come in and he'll give like the best. Coach Noonan, actually, our OC, he'll give the best pregame speech. It's always tops it next game, it's even better. So he'll give that, and then we'll all get hype. And then we'll go huddle up on our head coach, and then he'll talk to us, and then we'll say a prayer, and then that's when we go out and kick the field. Yeah.
So, you ran for 3,000 yards this year. A lot of people can't say they did that. So, how did teams interact with you on the field? Like, were they trying to get away with slick stuff saying to you, or like, what was that?
Yeah, yeah. Especially when towards the second half of the season when the numbers were really like starting to pile up. If we had gone up on a team and they'd just be, yeah, I'd be in the bottom of the pile and I'd be getting punched, like
Ooh.
pinched, all this stuff, like them yelling in my face. But I mean, I just try to shut that out. I mean, that means I'm doing my job right. That means our team is doing what we're supposed to do.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I almost like looked forward to that because that's when I knew, yeah, we beat y'all mentally. We're gonna win this game because y'all can't even control yourselves. So
Mhm. And what is your most memorable game that you played this year?
memorable. I would say probably the Tompkins game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean the most memorable thing about that and for the whole season was just our first play on offense. I got the ball and then my O line and fullback opened the most wide open hole I've ever seen in my life, and I just ran through that and scored on the first play from scrimmage. And so from that, I mean, I was like, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. And it went uphill from there. Like I think I ended up with 7 touchdowns that game,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I mean, it was fun. Just when you're scoring a lot, it's definitely memorable. So
Definitely.
I mean, yeah, I really love that game. I really love that game.
And during the playoffs, what do you think was the most memorable time in the playoffs? Because regular season and playoffs, such a different mindset that people have since you're one and done.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good question. I would say the Kingwood game at the end, definitely memorable because it was our last game.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my last game with all these seniors that I had just grown so close to. I mean, playing football. I mean, you really build these relationships that's like that will last you a lifetime. And so being able to play just one more game with those guys that I look up to so much and that become my such good friends. Um, it was, yeah. I mean, I have really really great memories of that game, even though it didn't end up well. But yeah.
And who was the hardest team that y'all faced this year?
That's a good question. I would say Fulcher is definitely
Sure.
up there. Their defense is they're tough. They're physical. They bring the hit and they're disciplined. I would say Fulsher, but also Lake Creek, which is they're a 5A school, but we played them before our district games, and early on I kind of hit my knee, and so I wasn't really able to run like full speed and make my cuts and everything. But I would say Lake Creek's defense is maybe the most disciplined defense I've ever played against, and yeah, I mean they just hit my shins every single time. Like I could do almost nothing against them. So
How many rushing yards did you have against them that game?
I think it was like 130.
130.
Yeah.
God. Almost nothing. God. Hey. So seeing this big season that you had, where did this all start from? What's the origin?
Yeah, well, for my dad played in college and he played in the NFL for like 1 year.
Oh, for real? What position?
And so he was a safety. He was a safety.
Oof.
Yeah. He was like practice squad for a couple teams. And he just kind of he lost his love for the game, so he was like, all right, I'm done with this. And so, but yeah, and so my whole family grew up playing football on the street every single day, like intense football games. And so when I got to 6th grade, that's when we can start playing at my old middle school. I actually tried out for quarterback.
Quarterback?
Yeah, for my whole life I wanted to be a quarterback. And so I tried out, and I just got like cold feet. I was throwing the ball all over the place. I was doing so bad, and so I didn't get the spot. And so I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna play running back. And so they put me there, and then yeah, I mean I played that all throughout middle school, and I was like, I guess I'm just gonna keep this up for freshman year and all throughout high school. So
with that, when you made that switch, what were you thinking in your head?
At that point, yeah, I mean, I wanted to play football, no matter what. I wanted to be on the field playing. So I was disappointed, obviously, because I wanted to be a quarterback. But as long as I was on the field getting the ball, I was happy. So.
Okay. And how long have you been playing football for? Like, I know you said you played with your brothers on the street, but like, did you pick up a ball when you were 4? Did you really start in middle school?
Yeah, so I mean, for as long as I can remember, I've been around football and playing with my family. And so, yeah, I mean, from a young age, we all were just, like I said, in the street every day playing football. But I didn't start playing organized football till 6th grade.
Okay.
So.
And how many siblings do you have?
I have 6 siblings. Yeah, I got 5 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay. And do all your 5 brothers play football or?
So yeah, so my older brother, he's at Auburn right now. He played football in high school, but didn't really play it in college. He isn't playing it right now. And then my I have a younger brother who's a freshman at Strike. He plays. A younger brother who's in middle school. He plays. And then one of my other younger brothers is in 4th grade right now, and he's gonna start playing in 6th grade too.
So do you think you're the best athlete in the family?
I mean, that's tough, but I don't know if my family would agree, but I think so. I think so.
And, your older brother, what position did he play?
He was a cornerback.
Cornerback?
Yeah.
Ooh, family full of defensive players.
Yeah, seriously. I'm
what
like the only offensive player.
Little brother?
He's linebacker, and then the one at Strake is also a cornerback. So.
Oh, so you the odd one out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel you on that. My dad and all his brothers, my dad played corner safety and his brothers played linebacker. So.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I'm a QB, so they was trying to kill me.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
And having all those brothers around you, do you think it brought another competitive edge to the game?
Yeah, I would say for sure, like 100%. I remember just so many games where I'd go inside just crying, and I'd be so mad because I lost by like a touchdown to my older brother in football. And I mean, yeah, those games we wanted to win so bad, and because we played each other so much, and because there's so many of us, I mean, the competitiveness it's real, and and I think that really shaped me into the player I am now, and I'm really grateful for that. So,
hypothetically speaking, your dad, you were on the call with your dad, and he said you could go transfer to any school you want right now. Where would you go?
hypothetical. Okay. That's a tough one. I would say up there on the list would be Klein High School.
Klein?
They
Where's
just
Klein?
got a Klein, just Klein,
Just Klein?
just Klein.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. They got a Fulcher's head coach. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't know
Coach
that.
Kadudi, and I mean he's like unbelievable. This guy's like insane, and so I think playing for him would be the coolest thing. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, but hypothetically, that's all hypothetical.
Yeah. And would it be like another one hypothetically?
Yeah. I would say. I mean, you got to get like the top schools in the state, like North Shore, for example. Like if I got to play at North Shore, that'd be insane. That'd be crazy. Or I mean, you got Duncanville, you got, I mean, South Lake Carroll, all these schools. I mean, I would say up there on the list also would probably be North Shore, Duncanville, and South Lake Carroll. Those would be tough.
Coming into this next season, after big 3,000-yard season, what are your goals heading into it?
Yeah, mainly I don't want to let the yardage from this past season get to my head. I kind of just want to just play my own game. I think that's a big goal for me. Not to worry about the media and all that stuff. Just let's keep doing what I've been doing and try to have a good season. And I mean, as a senior on the team now, obviously the other players are going to be looking up to me a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, just try to lead this team and having a good season and really showing the state like who Strake Jesuit is once again. So,
Rushing for 3,000 this year is a huge goal, and since you're going to be the leader this year, how do you want people to remember you on the field, but most importantly off the field?
yeah, I mean, I don't see it as super important how people remember me personally. I think the more important thing for me as being a senior and then leaving next year, I think I want them to remember the team that we had, and because of that, I think it would be great if Strake, as a private school, this smaller school, because of this season and because of the success we had, instead of seeing themselves as the underdog and we're gonna go beat up on this person, but we're the underdog, saying no, we're the team, we're we're the ones to beat. Like we're like the North Shore now. We're that top dog, and so I think that'd be really important to me if I was able to really change that mentality of the team.
Change their mindset up.
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, off the field, I mean, I just think trying to be the best person I can possibly be. I mean, in that, obviously I'm not perfect, but just every day, just not doing stuff to get liked or to get seen, just trying to be who I am and trying to continue to just do the work of God and just try to be a good person to other people.
Everybody knows Texas is the best state of football. I don't care what anyone says. Cali, Florida, it's Texas.
Of course.
Cali and Florida pull kids from Texas to go to IMG in the modern days. Everyone knows Texas is the best state.
Oh yeah.
So who do you think is second best when it comes to football?
I would say probably Cali. I mean, they got Modern Day. They got St. John Bosco, I think, is up there. Like those teams are always on the top of the nation. So
I feel like it would be Florida though.
Really?
Yeah. I think, how do I put it? I feel like Florida boy is just a little different.
They got IMG down there. Is that
they got IMG?
Yeah.
I know that Cali has Modern Day and Bosco, but just with the talent that Florida be putting out, I don't know. I don't know if I could put Cali at second. I could put them at third.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely close,
Mhm.
regardless. But
Mine's, I go for like a top 5. I go Texas first, no debate. Florida, Cali, Louisiana, Georgia.
honestly, yeah, I agree with that. Except for, I think I'd probably switch Cali and Florida.
Florida,
Yeah,
can't be mad. You can't go wrong with either one.
exactly. I mean, they're both good. I mean, just not as good as us, you know.
But but my thing with it though is like you always see something about Florida boys. You don't really hear too much about Cali boys. Like for instance, J.J. Smith. He
That-
a monster.
No, that's true. That's true. I mean, but you do got those like Bryce Young
Yeah,
from
Bryce
Mater
Young.
Day. I mean, you got a couple guys,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean they both got dudes. They both got cast. So
We're getting towards the end of the show, and I got a couple rapid fire questions for you. So you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
What is your favorite pregame meal?
Got to be something with chicken. Something with chicken.
Chicken. Okay. And as a football player, everyone gotta love the cleats. So, what are your favorite pair of cleats?
I love the Nike Vapors. I think they come out with a new model every year, but definitely something Nike Vapor. One of the most those models.
Yeah, mine right now are either the Dion's or I have some Jordan 11 cleats.
Those are tough too. I do love the Jordans. Yes, sir.
And who's your favorite artist?
Chris Stapleton, probably.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that one. And who are 2 athletes that you want to work with? It could be college, NFL, just anything.
Yeah, I think Christian McCaffrey for sure. I'd love to work with Christian McCaffrey, and I mean it'd be super cool to meet and work with Jahmyr Gibbs too. I think that'd be great.
And what is the NFL dream team that you want to play for?
Gotta stay local, Houston Texans.
Gotta rock with that H. I can see that you run on your film. You got some speed to you, so I'm gonna invite you to come run my 4x1 team for Shine Athletics.
Hell yeah, man! I'd love to do that. That'd be great, man.
Man, this is Player's Choice. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm here with Mr. 3K, John Hebert, and this is Caleb Maryland, your host, signing out.